Just so you know, this is take number 2 because my mic wasn't plugged in correctly. So hopefully microphone is plugged in now. We're immediately gonna get into it. Today we have a little switch of scenario. We're sitting in the comfort of my living room because let me tell you, I had a bad week. And with bad week, I mean I had like 4 bad days basically where I was just like in a negative headspace and I couldn't get the things done I wanted to get done. I fell off track. Let's just say I didn't do anything to get closer to my goals. I didn't hit my step goal. I didn't stick to my calories. One day, I just binged the shit out of the pantry and the fridge. Yeah, let's just say I ate so much that my belly was hurting. And that's not easy for me to admit. I'm trying to be a person you can look up to show you what you can do better, you know? So, a little vulnerable moment for me, but I'm gonna be transparent. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I'm gonna share these sides as well. So what are we gonna be talking about today? We're gonna talk about how to get out of a rut, out of the negative headspace, where I was for the past few days. I would say I'm like 80% back. I feel like I can talk about it without still being in it. It still takes probably a few more days until I'm fully back where I was before. And I want to share with you what helped me to help you in case you're in that space as well. We all have those moments where we feel stuck, unmotivated. We seem to not get anything done that we should or we want to, and you just don't want to do anything. And that's okay. We've all been there. We will all be there again at some point. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How it feels to lose motivation, and you start overthinking, you start ruminating, and you start doubting yourself and your goals. And we do not do that here. Well, we do, but we're gonna try to get back on track as soon as we can. Before we get into all the things that I did or that helped me, I want to clarify that it is normal to be stuck, especially if you're someone who really wants to self-improve and you have goals that you want to reach. Your progress is not going to be linear. You're always going to have some ups and some downs, but at the end of the day, the trend is still going into the right direction. I hope that makes sense. So you have to understand that it's normal to feel stuck sometimes, and also that setbacks are part of progress. Because if you have a setback, that means there is some progress. You can't have a setback without progress, because where would you be setting back from, you know? So first you have to understand why you're in that headspace. And then, very important, you can't hate yourself out of it. You can't force yourself out of it. That's not how it works. You have to be kind to yourself and you have to be aware of what's happening in your head. You have to support yourself through the progress. Don't hate on yourself. Don't start doubting yourself or talking badly about yourself. That's not gonna get you anywhere. So support yourself, be kind to yourself. Now the question is, why do we get stuck? We have to be aware of the fact that getting stuck most of the times, it's not because of a reality that's happening, but it's because of our thoughts. Maybe there was one action, one moment, something that triggered like the down spiral or the beginning of a rut of the negative headspace, and that might just be like a small thing. That's not really a big deal. And then you start to overthink, you start to ruminate, and you start to expand this whole thing in your mind, and you just kind of replay this moment and you make such a big deal out of it even though it isn't. For example, my 4-day rut started on a Saturday. I was super good throughout the whole week with my goals, my steps, my calorie deficit. I felt great, and Saturday morning I woke up and it was just raining so much. Kind of the weather changed, and me and my boyfriend, we were kind of forced to stay inside. And usually we like to be very active on the weekends, go on a walk, on a hike, go on a bike ride, that bike in question, and we couldn't because it was raining and storming. We kind of were forced to stay inside, so I couldn't get my steps in, which was step number 1 that kind of initiated all this down spiraling. Then it was kind of cold in the house. I just wanted to sit on the sofa under the blanket. We watched a movie for breakfast. Like, that is, now looking back, it felt so nice to have like a slow morning and just not having the urge to be productive every single day. But that was kind of the initiation of my rut. That's just kind of where it started. So that was my one moment, the reality, what started everything. And then I kept on replaying this moment in my head. Also emotionally, a lot of things have happened the last week. I might say I wasn't the most emotionally stable. So I tended towards sweet treats and snacking, which already made it harder for me to stay on track. And with not getting my steps in and also being in this emotional state, kind of one and one led to another, and I overate, went over my calories. Yeah, the down spiral began. And if you look at it objectively from the outside, it was one day where I didn't get my steps and I overate. Looking back, that one day is nothing compared to my entire journey from where I've come from. But because I kept replaying and reminding myself that I fell off track and that was not good for my goals, that I just held myself back from getting closer to my goals, I went down. And it got so bad that Sunday I woke up, it was raining again, and we repeated everything. And at that moment, I wasn't aware of what was actually going on in my brain, and that it was mostly my thoughts and not my actual actions. Because if I would have stopped my thoughts, I could have stopped what I was doing, and I could have changed, could have turned the things around, and for it not to turn into a 4-day rut, but stay at a 2-day rut. But well, that was my situation last week. I'm now at a point where I am aware of what happened and I can reflect it. So that's why I'm going to share it with you. So we're going to talk about 3 mindset shifts or mindsets that you have to be aware of that's going to help you to get through this negative space that you might be in right now, or you have before, or you know you will at some point. So number 1 is you don't have to feel good to take action. It's similar with motivation. You don't need motivation to start. It's the same with you don't need to feel good to take action. And start small. Don't take on a big project if you're already not feeling well. Do something small. Do a little workout. Make the decision for 1 meal. Or just do one little task that you know it's gonna help you do something for your goals. Because action creates clarity. The more we think, the less we take actions. And the more we take actions, the less we think. Start doing something, instead of ruminating and sitting on the couch like I did. Number 2 is something that I realized now after, which is pretty simple to understand, but if you're in the negative headspace you don't think about or you don't realize, is that your progress is not lost. You're just slowing down for a bit. So my 4-day rut seems like a huge deal for me because it's been a while since I've been in like a rut in general, especially one over more than 1 day. Usually I can like pick myself up pretty quickly. So I made like this huge deal about it, and I was like, I'm standing in my own way. I'm the only one holding myself back to reach my goals. Now I destroyed everything, especially with that 1 day where I just binge ate the entire pantry and the fridge. At least that's what it felt like. So I thought I destroyed my entire progress that I made so far. Let's take the example of the steps. Especially Saturday and Sunday, I looked at my phone on my steps and I had like 2,000 steps on each day, which is not great. If you have average of 2,000 steps a day, move your ass. That's not healthy. So during the week, I had like an average from 12 to 13,000 steps a day. So you could really see like the bar dropping over the weekend. These 2 days not getting my steps in felt like a huge deal. But when I looked at the statistics on my phone, my step average over the last few weeks, it was still around 11,000, including those 2 days. I looked at the statistic, what measured my progress and tracked my habits basically, and I saw that those 2 days made like a minimalistic dent in my daily steps or my average steps. And then I realized it's not that deep, those 2 days. It feels deep, but it's not. So if you think about it this way, those 2 days probably slowed down my progress, yes, because those 2 days I probably did not help my fat loss, but it was just 2 days. And all the days, the weeks, and the months before where I got my 10,000 steps a day are not eliminated because of those 2 days. Because overall, I'm still moving forward. It slowed me down a little bit, but that's okay because they didn't erase my consistency that I had so far. And mindset awareness or mindset shift number 3 is the most important out of the 3. Rest is not a weakness, especially nowadays with such a hustle culture and you have to be productive all the time. We see the TikToks, like the morning routines from like 5 in the morning till 9 in the morning, and like the timestamps every 5 minutes they do something else. That's not realistic. You have to rest, and sometimes the most productive thing you can do is resting, because there's this saying, it kind of refers to your body and your health, but goes something like, if you don't take time to take rest for your body, at some point your body will take the rest on their own. So if you don't take a voluntary break to rest, at some point your body will do it for you because you're kind of broken or you're getting sick or whatever. I think you get the point. You have to take rest, take a breath, take a break, and relax. Slow down. We don't have to be productive all the time. And as I said, sometimes rest is the most productive thing you can do. You need to recharge. That doesn't mean you're giving up. If you are aware of now taking a break is the best thing I can do for my mental health or for my body, then that is the only right thing you can do in that moment. And with resting, I do not mean binge watch a series or doom scroll on your phone. That's not resting, and you know it. I don't have to explain it to you. With resting, I mean really disconnecting and resting. Take a nap, sleep. As soon as I was aware of these 3 mindsets, I kind of started understanding on where my negative headspace came from and also how I can get out of it. I understood myself a little bit better. So now the question is how to actually reset, or how to actually continue after the rut without letting it impact you too much mentally. So the reset are 4 steps. At least that's what I did. Okay, so 4 steps to get out of the rut. Number 1, step away. Distance yourself from the situation. With that I mean what I already mentioned with your resting, disconnect from social media. I mentioned the hustle culture, the productivity, but also you have so many stimulus coming in at once with like these 10-second videos and you're not stopping to scroll, or sometimes you even have the TV on in the background. That's just too much for your brain. You can't cope with all of that. Try to kind of cancel out all the noise for a bit so you can really focus on what you're thinking and what your thought process is. What's really happening to you at the moment? Why are you in that mental headspace that you are in? Number two, when you're disconnected for a bit and you kind of focus on yourself for a moment, move your body. I mean, if you're new here on this channel, I talk a lot about moving your body and how healthy it is. So go on a walk, go for a stroll. It doesn't have to be high intensity. Just move your body, especially if your rut consists of just laying in the couch. You're gonna get the blood flowing. Blood goes more to the muscles, less to your brain. You're gonna think less and you can set your focus on something else. Also, ideally, go without your headphones. Don't listen to a podcast, music, or anything. Listen to what's actually around you. Take in the birds, the trees. Just watch what's happening around you. That's gonna help you to shift the focus from everything that's internal to more the external things. And that's helping you to take off some pressure. Laying on the couch and ruminating about everything that's going wrong and how you're not motivated to anything, that's not helping you. So get it out of your brain and focus on something else for a bit. Number three, so we disconnected and we got out of our head, we moved a little bit. So number three is gonna be reflecting. Take a journal, reflect on the situation that you're going through. Just write down everything that comes to your mind, everything that has been bothering you, how you're feeling. And if you're not into journaling, I get it. For the longest time, I didn't get the hype why people journal every day. I tried it and I was like, what the hell am I supposed to write down? And then I even got more anxious because my hand couldn't follow the pace of my thoughts. I'm thinking so fast that my hand couldn't follow. Either you can do it more simple and just write like bullet points for your hand to be faster, or find a person that you trust or find a person you want to talk to and just kind of use them as like an audio journal. Just talk to them. Tell them, listen, I'm not in a good space right now. Can I just share with you what's been going on? I don't need your advice. I just want you to listen. Don't do anything. Just be there and listen to me. Get it out of your system. Trying to figure out how to put it into words helps you to understand what's actually going on. I guarantee you had a moment where you were in a bad mood and you didn't know why. And someone asked you what's going on. And you're like, I can't explain it. I'm just in a bad mood. When you try to write it down or try to explain it to a person, you might for yourself find out for the first time what's really going on. Also, it's going to take a lot of the pressure out because you put it somewhere. You can let go of it. And if either journaling is not for you or you don't have a person you want to talk to yourself. Look at me. It might look like I'm talking to you and I want you to feel like I'm talking to you. If you put yourself in my position right now, I'm talking to myself. No one's here. I'm literally talking to myself. But really, if you do this, talk out loud. Don't think your way through it. The whole point is for you to let it out. And as soon as you have done that, we're gonna go over to step number 4. Do something small for yourself. Do something that will bring you joy, that will make you happy, or will make you proud of yourself. It doesn't have to be something big. Do something small. Just to show yourself that you're still in control of doing something that makes you feel good. You're in control of yourself and how you feel. If you do those 4 steps, you're gonna feel a lot better already. And I'm not saying that these mindset shifts or those 4 steps are gonna heal everything and you can like just check them like a to-do list and you're good to go. It's not. It's a process. It's now a few days later and let's say I left my rut yesterday or the day before. I'm missing like my last 20% to be my best self again. It is a process. So if you're currently in this negative space or you have been there in the past, or let's be real, the probability that you're gonna be there at some point in the future is pretty high, and I'm not trying to demotivate you. That's part of life. We have to accept that there are bad days because without the bad days, we wouldn't appreciate the good days. Without the rainy days, we wouldn't appreciate the sunny days. We just kind of have to accept them. As soon as we accept them and we are aware that they're happening, we can implement all the stuff that I just mentioned and we can make the best out of it. So make the best out of your rainy days. Just as I said, now looking back, watching a movie while having breakfast on the couch and just kind of be cuddled in with a blanket, it was amazing. It felt so good. But in that moment, the only thing I could think about is I can't get my steps in. My breakfast was too big. I ate too many calories. I won't be able to stick to my calories for the rest of the day. Now I can appreciate the good things of that rainy day, literally, because it was raining. So I think you get my point. And also, if you didn't know before, at least now at the end of this video, you know you're not supposed to feel amazing all the time. That's not how life goes. But the fact that you want to feel better and you want to get back on track is already a sign that you're not willing to give up. And that's great because you shouldn't. Take it one step at a time and be kind to yourself. As I said, you can't hate yourself out of this step. You have to understand what's going on because, again, as a reminder, you can only have setbacks if you made progress beforehand. And also, if you feel like you're getting stuck in the same situation multiple times, be aware that you might be in the same situation, but you're a different person. Every time you get stuck, you learn, you get wiser, you evolve. And even though you might feel like you're in the same situation, you're a different person. You learn from the previous time and you deal with it differently differently, even though it's the same situation. So yeah, that's basically it for today. I know the vibes have not been great, but I'm not gonna fake anything here. I'm not gonna try to be all cheered up and smiling here if that's not how I feel. I hope if you're in a negative headspace that this video can help you and help you to get out of it. Find out more about yourself, learn about yourself. If you deal with it differently or you have tips for me, let me know, because even though I just got out of rut, I never know when I will be back. So I hope this video helped you, and if it did, leave a like and follow me. Don't be lame. And if you want to see more of my day-to-day life where I share a bit more, follow me on Instagram. It's in the description. I love to make stories. I'm very active on Instagram and you get to know me a bit more. So hop over there and follow me on Instagram. Thank you very much. I appreciate you and thank you for watching, and I will see you the next time.